Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Conversations with D. I have my special guest, singer Toni Menage. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you giving me a platform to share my journey
You're welcome. Thank you.
with your fan base. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we're gonna get into it. Like your album, The Quiet Side. How did that come to place?
Man, so during the pandemic, anybody who knows me, they know what I do. I do a lot. My style is usually very R&B, hip hop, uh, contemporary driven style of music. I've been with Lisa for a very long time, so that lane works for me. But during the pandemic, I felt like between what was going on politically, what was going on with the health crisis and the loss of life, and then just the kind of stuff that was coming up in my feed regularly, I felt like I needed some quiet. And my beginnings in music started in jazz, and at some point during the journey, that kind of got put on the back burner. And so during the pandemic, I felt like I wanted to get back to that. I needed some quiet and and something that just felt peaceful. And there was a point where I even like took myself off of social media for a little bit. I did like a 30-day fast, just to just kind of, the energy was crazy during the pandemic. There was a lot going on. We were like in a civil war, and people, brown people for the most part were dying and being affected by this. And so I needed to like recalibrate myself internally and musically. And so that's where this album came from. And just recently, I just wanted to acknowledge the brother that I worked on this album with passed away Friday.
Oh, sorry.
So shout out to the Allen family, Trevor Allen, rest in peace, and to the music community that I came up in and that I work in. We just got hit with a really big loss. I'm honored that I did this album with him, and I was able to work very closely with him during the pandemic on this project. So the project it was special already, but it has become even more special as a result of this very massive loss that my music community has had.
Rest in heaven. So
Yes.
let's take a moment of silence for him.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. So in terms, like when I listen to like I definitely listen to the songs, I noticed that the first two albums were R&B, and I heard a little hip hop too. And with you took it jazz, and then you answered a question about your upbringing was jazz, and so I felt like there was a lot of Nancy Wilson, Sinatra,
Yes.
Coltrane. I was feeling
Yes.
that, like the whole Renaissance feel and like the whole Cotton Club type feel. I was really getting that. Like, yeah, was that what you were going for?
Yeah, I mean, jazz is a very special genre of music, and I literally had to teach myself how to pull back, right? I needed to find a softer side of myself in order to channel creating this project, this album. And so it was me kind of going back to the basics and studying my voice and learning how to control myself in a way. I've been doing this, the better part of, 30 something years, you know what I mean? And so for me to actually go back to the beginning and teach myself how to, control my breath and control my power in order to pull back to like the album's called The Quiet Side, to a quieter side of myself, so that I could, and I listened to some of my favorites: Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Michael Bublé, Nancy Wilson. I mean, the list goes on and on. I've got Shaka Khan has some jazz stuff that I pulled from. Anita Baker. The list is so vast of the people that I studied during. George Benson, I listened to some of him. And I think that the only way that you can really encompass the body of a genre of music is to study the people who came before you that did it. There's a saying: if you can't be used, you're not useful if you can't be used. And so, like, we all borrow from one another in music. We all reach back, So when you hear somebody like, "Oh, she sounds like such and such," they probably have listened to that artist and referenced something from them. The challenge is um, taking all of those parts of everything you studied and making it making it yours, making it original, authentic to what you do. And so I was truly challenged during this album, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. And I know there's artists that have done it better, that have done it bigger, but I did it my way, as Frank would say. And I'm very happy with what the outcome was for it. So thank you for listening to it. Thank you for bringing that up. That I love that you did your homework and you actually went back and listened to the music.
Yeah, I mean, when you
appreciate that.
first made a post, sorry to cut you off. When you first made a post about it on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, like she sings, like she sings, like she ain't playing. And when I listened to it, I was like, wow, this is well put. Like it was some top-notch stuff, like literally. And so I was like, when I listened to My Funny Valentine, and I'm like, okay, people have done, renditions of that, but you really made it your own, and so did the other people too. And I was just like, okay, I really feel this song, and you definitely like embodied that, like you made it your own, like literally. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that I have an unsuspecting look, and so people don't normally put the connection together with what I look like as to how I sound. And so this album was special to me because, like you said, I did do it my way. Funny Valentine is one of my favorite songs, and it's been done a million times. And I wanted to do it in a way that captured me. Also, I did a couple of songs that most artists don't cover in the jazz world. I did "Love Me or Leave Me," which is I studied Ella's version, Ella Fitzgerald, and I studied Billie Holiday's version. Two very different versions of the song. But it's not covered a lot. It's one of my favorite songs, and I didn't want to do, Funny Valentine is done. Our Love Is Here to Stay is done a lot. All of Me is done a lot. But like Love Me or Leave Me and Round Midnight are not done a lot. And Round Midnight, what I did was I made it a duet. I featured a very good friend of mine who's actually in Moulin Rouge. Broadway's about to open back up, so get your tickets. His name is Olu Tayo, and he's an amazing all around. Like his talent is limitless. He's an amazing vocalist, an amazing dancer, and an amazing actor. And so he's on Broadway. And the thing about the pandemic that made it this album possible was the fact that everyone was sitting down. So artists, musicians, Brockett Parsons, my good friend who just passed away, Trevor Allen, my boy Fatone, my band, So Disrespectful Music, Roberto Robinson, Amaya, Shelley, Brian Ladd, Jesse Fisher, Eric Brown, Wayne Tucker on horn, Elena on saxophone. All of these people who would not have been available were sitting home. And when I asked them to play on my album, they all, without hesitation, said yes. These are people that would have never been available if the world was open. They're on Broadway. They're on tour with many of the artists that you love and you hear all the time. And I'm honored to have had access to them, and I'm honored to have had them show me love and play on this project. Um, it's a big deal, you know. It's a big deal, and yeah, this project is my baby. If you guys don't have it, it's called The Quiet Side by Toni Menage. My name is up there, ToniMenage. Not like Nicki Minaj. I have no money, and you know, I came first. I'm a little older, but yeah, it's a wonderful album. If you like jazz, it's something I think you should listen to. Check it out.
Listening to. It's really good. And also like I had tapped into like so you had did another song and I was like, okay, that's very different. I had seen the Deja Vu video. Well, you did a
Ah,
performance. I seen it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, I see you. And
yeah.
that was very different. Was that like out of your comfort zone, kind of?
No, well, that was the beginning. Okay, so I have a few different aspects to my company. The name of my company is Menage Works Inc.
Mm-hmm.
And my last name Works Inc. And under that umbrella, I have So Disrespectful Music, which is the band that backs up Lisa Lisa. And that's another conversation. We'll have that in a little while. And then there's Project Orange Music, which is my event band. We do high-end weddings, we do corporate events, industrials, that kind of thing, private parties. And so that video that you saw me singing Deja Vu in is the Project Orange Music video. It was the very first video I shot when I started the company. I believe it was 2005, 2006. As you can see, I look very different in that video than I do now. And it was a kind of a groundbreaking video because most of the wedding agencies and companies in New York City were not shooting in high definition. So because I come from the touring world, I come from that Lisa Lisa, Jade, you know, being signed as an artist world, I took that idea and incorporated it with the wedding corporate events um, situation. And the thing is, I wanted to not make the band look like a wedding band. I wanted the band to look like what you would see at a concert. So it's a concert experience. And so doing that cost a lot of money because all of the places set up to shoot my videos were set up for that kind of thing, that corporate wedding band look. So I had to create the scenario of what you saw in that video, which is more of a concert than a wedding band. And so, yeah, that Deja Vu was probably the first and last time I sing that song because it's in the stratosphere. Beyonce, bow down, like, you know, her vocals. I was proud that I was able to accomplish that in the one video. But yeah, Beyonce, you can have that.
It sounded good. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I see you. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
can see like the whole high definition thing. It definitely came out like, yeah.
Yeah, no, like anything that I do, in general, when it comes to what my music or my craft, I try to do it at the very best level. And I think that should be true for everybody. I think that anything that you strive to do, you should strive to be the best at it. You know what I mean? Because nothing beats a failure but a try. Even if you fall short, you did your best. And usually when you do your best, that's what shines through. That's what people will end up seeing, the best, you know. And so I'm prideful and I'm big on making sure that everything that my name is on is quality, and it's something that people will enjoy because I want to enjoy it, right? The musicians that play for me and myself, we want to be proud of whatever it is that we put forward, and we want you to be enjoying it and proud of it.
So your evolution. So I mean, you started off like pretty amazing. Like, I mean, not too many people can say that they're mentor. I mean, you're Stevie Wonder mentor. I mean, a protege.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
So man, you know, music saved my life. I stumbled on music young. I had a troublesome childhood. You know, grew up in the projects on the east side of Manhattan. Um, I you know, had behavioral issues, like a lot of kids that come from that scenario, that socioeconomic group. And I got lucky, you know. I think that the gods and the universe gives us gifts that help save us from
Amen.
ourselves, right? And so I was given this gift to sing, and you know, doors began to open for me because of it, right? It wasn't me, it was the gift, right? I would sing something, and people who would think I was a bad kid would be like, "Oh, but you can sing." And then they would embrace me. And so it opened a lot of doors for me. Literally, music saved my life. It saved my life. And so I'm grateful to it. But yeah, I went to a music junior high school. I went to East Harlem Performing Arts. Shout out to my East Harlem Performing Arts alumni. And it was all music all the time, musical theater, doing plays, and it kept me interested in education, which I think they need to bring back to the schools. I
Amen.
think I think black and brown children especially benefit from having the arts in school. I think it's important, and I think it wasn't a mistake that it was taken out of the schools, especially the public schools. But we need it back because it's something that keeps us grounded and focused. It saved my life. And then from there, I went to a music high school. Um, I went to Julia Richmond, which had a program in it called Talent Unlimited. And my first record deal, I was 14 years old. I was in junior high school. I had a record out called Video Burnout on Prism Records. I was robbed from the gate. They paid me $200 for that song. You can still order it online right now.
Mm.
I was a minor, shifty business, but my glass is always half full. Um, it taught me to learn about my business very young. From there, I had an opportunity to work with Stevie Wonder and his record company, and him and his brother had a label, and they were remaking some old Mary Wells tunes, and they were looking for a young singer to sing those songs, and I sang them. Nothing ever came of it. You know, we worked and we built this project, and like a lot of projects, they just kind of sit on the shelf. But it was an experience I will never forget. It was an opportunity that I'm so grateful that I had. Um, and then from there, I accidentally went to an audition for an artist group called Lisa and Cult Jam. I went actually with a family member who was there to audition, and I ended up auditioning and getting the job.
Mm.
And here we are, fast forward 6 years later. I am Lisa's one of Lisa's managers. I'm her personal manager, along with Uncle Snoop's Army and Bobby D Presents out on the West Coast. I'm her musical director, and I'm still her background singer, one of her background singers.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, the journey has been incredible. Lisa is one of the nicest, most humble human beings I've ever had the pleasure to work with. I'm so glad that I got together with her young, because she set a tone for me on how I needed to be. And that's how I run my businesses now, because of what she taught me to be, the humility, the drive that she has. Lisa still, you know, works like she's in her 20s. She still
Mhm.
shows up to rehearsal. She still like puts in the time. She still learns the choreography. She's a soldier, and she's still one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Anytime, anywhere. You know, you meet some of these artists and their egos supersedes their talent on many occasions, and you know, it defeats the purpose of your craft when you have all this ego.
Mhm.
Music is supposed to be inviting, and that attitude uninvites people. And Lisa has always been invited, inviting to the point that sometimes I have to shut her down, because I'm just like, yo. You gotta say no sometimes. You gotta like send people away sometimes. And she's a beautiful soul.
Mhm.
And I'm so honored to be her friend, her sister, and I'm honored to work for her and work with her.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So, in terms of like I guess like the artistry, the songwriting, do
Mhm.
you enjoy that a lot more than the singing?
I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy the writing, but I also enjoy having other writers come in and do it for me. You know, I think that no man is an island, for lack of a better term.
Hmm.
Okay, I think that having different contributions. I also think that too many chefs spoil the meal in
Hmm.
some instances, but I think that having people that are really good as writers and producers come in and do something for you gives you a different perspective. Sometimes it just allows you to be an artist, right? Just to be the artist. Come in, learn it, put your interpretation on it, and perform it. That's a beautiful thing too, to just be freed up to be an artist. And sometimes you want to write. Sometimes you something hits your spirit and you want to be creative, and no one can tell your story like you can, right? In reality, so you want to there's a certain aspect of your story that you want to share, and only you can tell that story. So I think it's just the balance of both. I enjoy both. I enjoy being the total creator of some of my material, and I enjoy having other people create the material as well. I have no problem being chief or Indian. I'm cool with both sides of it. I mean, I have to be, right, because I'm an artist myself in my own right, but I also work for Lisa. And when I'm working for Lisa, I'm working for Lisa completely. Like I'm putting down, you know, I'm putting myself behind what I need to do for her.
Hmm.
And so like that, I think that's a great balance to have. Not everyone has it, you know, but also being honest with yourself and what your lanes are, and what you're able to do is also part of, you know, the gift, just being smart and knowing like I can't do this. I'm better at being a background singer or a background person, a manager, or I'm better at being in the front. I don't want to be in the back. So I'm grateful that I have the insight to do both.
How did the musical direction part come into place?
That happened after the original, like, you know, the original Lisa Cult Jam ensemble was a nicely oiled machine in regards to, you know, Full Force and their production of Lisa's material. They're the writers and the producers of most of her hits. And then Cult Jam, you know, Alex Mosley, incredibly talented guy, plays most instruments, and writes and produces himself. Mike Hughes, super talented. The He actually brought Lisa to Full Force, so he's a big part of the machine. And so we, you know, that beginning was strong. I came in as a background singer, and I was honored to be there. I was young. I learned a lot, and super grateful for that experience. And then as time went by and Lisa separated from the Full Force family, and Cult Jam went off and did other things. You know, Alex started producing with other teams and writing for other people, and Mike went off and started, you know, doing his fitness thing and teaching, um, and Lisa started to just kind of do this music thing in her own lane. Um, when she started to want, when she decided she wanted to put a band together again, I was already off doing the So Disrespectful Music Project Orange thing.
Hmm.
And she reached back to me and was like, hey, can you put a band together for me? And I was like, sure, I can. And I already had a unit in place. And so it was just a natural transition for me to bring some of my guys over to her. And that's how the musical direction thing came into play. But initially, I was just a background vocalist for Lisa, and you know, part of that whole Full Force family with the UTFO and the Real Roxanne and Full Force and Ex-Girlfriend and Cheryl Pepsi Riley. You know, so I like I said, I got a lot of my lessons from being just a part of such a massive situation. And then when I went off to do my own thing, it just helped me there. And then I got pulled back, and now I have the position, you know, and naturally it was easy for me to go back to being a background singer with Lisa, but also I had the band. They were already under my supervision and guidance. So it just worked out.
So what is like the best performance that you could think of during your whole career that you've had?
Oh, that's hard. That's incredibly hard. There's been so many. Oh my God, there's just been so many. That's too hard to pinpoint because every situation is a different situation. And the great thing about music is that, you know, before cameras, before camera phones, before people capturing things in the moment, the moment was just the moment, right? And so you'd have an amazing night, and no two nights were the same. You know, we do one performance and there'd be a highlight and all cried out that didn't happen the next night. It may have happened in I Wonder If I Take You Home. And so I just think that every performance is special. Every performance is different. Every audience is relevant, right? I don't care if there's 5 people in the audience or, you know, 55,000 people in the audience. Every audience member is important, and their perception of the performance matters, right? And our delivery of the performance matters. So that's a really hard thing to gauge, like the best of anything. Like it's like when people ask me, like, what is your favorite song? I can't tell you that, like, because I have favorite artists. I mean, Stevie Wonder's amazing to me. You know, Beyonce is amazing to me. Janet is amazing to me. Her is amazing to me. You know, like the variety is so. The Police, one of my favorite bands, just vastly different artists. So I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that music is my religion and the stage is my church. And that's you know, and righteousness is what I live by. Like just trying to do the right thing, even when I fall short as a human and I make mistakes and I'm not perfect. I try to live righteously. I try to do the right thing. And if I hurt you in the attempt of trying to do right, but I fall short, then I apologize in advance. But yeah, there's no absolutes. I love all of it.
So in terms of your top female and male vocals of all time, who are those? I ask everybody that question, and it's so interesting to hear like all the answers because everybody has like pretty good answers. All of them are great. So
well, I'm gonna biasly say Lisa, Toni Menage at the top of that list. I gotta include myself. Self-love, you know, they tell you to put your mask on the plane before anybody else's. Oh man, there's so many. I got some underground favorites. I got above ground favorites. Shaka Khan was one of the loves of my life growing up. Just inspired me to want to do it. Anita Baker, Vanessa Williams. I love her. I love her voice. It's clean and pure. Oh God, there's so many. You know, like I said, Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross. Oh my God, all the names are escaping me now that I'm thinking of them. Will Downing.
Yes.
Oh my God, I used to go see it. Rochelle Farrell. What's her name?
What's the name of the song?
Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman. One of my favorites. You know, Ella Fitzgerald, top of my list of favorite jazz singers. You know, Billie Holiday, Michael Bublé. It's vast. I like Harry Connick. I like, you know, again, let's go to the new. I like her. I like Lucky Day. I like Masego. I like I just like so many. I like hip hop. You know, Jay-Z is one of my
Yeah.
favorite rappers. Biggie, top of my list. Pac, Jadakiss, Little Kim.
Yeah.
Uh, I like Cardi B for a whole bunch of different reasons. She just I like her swag. I like who she is. So the list goes on and on. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah.
I don't like pinning my flag on my favorites because there's so many favorites,
Yeah.
and when you do that, you leave people out. So I just like to say in general, I love music as a whole. My little sister Sherry Dennis, one of my favorite singers. I don't
Yes.
sign the bad boy,
I remember.
incredible writer. That's
I
my
love
little sister.
you.
Same mama. Yes.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
incredibly talented. She's one of my heroes. Her pen is crazy. So much,
Yeah,
so
she's
much better
awesome
than so
songwriter.
much better than mine. Like my pen has got nothing on Sherry's pen. Um, but yeah, no, I'm inspired by so many, and I take a little bit from everyone, and I add it to my mix, and I create Tony. And I'm humbled by the fact that I've been given this talent, and I've been able to go the places that I've been and meet the people that I've met and play for and with the people that I've played for, through my musical journey. If I can say, like, throughout my life, when my life is over, that is my legacy. Being able to do what I love to do, make a living at it, and make people happy, make myself happy, and make money doing it, like support my life. Not everybody gets that opportunity. That's a true, like, blessing. Like, I know a lot of people who've had to, like, do the day job and then the weekend warrior thing, and they are totally respected by me. But I jumped in both feet. Whether I eat ramen noodles and roll my own cigarettes, or I'm making a whole lot of money staying at a 5-star hotel. The music is what's done it for me on all levels.
Well, that's good. So collaborations. If you could collaborate with anybody that you've never collaborated with, of course, who would those individuals be?
My sister, Sherry Dennis, she's at the top of my list. I just think she's so dope, and it's funny because life is happening. She has a little girl now, and a man, and her life is happening. She's on a radio station out in
Yes.
Ohio, and I'm so proud of her. But I would love to do something with her, like, truly, like, sit down and write something with her. I would love to work with her. I think that young lady is incredibly talented,
Yes.
and just a beautiful soul, and has something to say. Um, I would love to do a collaboration with Miss Lisa.
Yes.
My longtime friend. I have some singers that work with me. Daisy Skelton, she's an incredible writer, incredible singer, incredible human. I'd love to do something with her. Um, there's so many. There's so many, but those are the names that come to mind off the top of my head that I'd love to work with. My next project, I think I want to do is kind of like a rock soul project, kind of like Coldplay meets Hall and Oates.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I already conquered the jazz. Now I think I want to do the rock soul. I want to do a little bit of all of it before I go. I won't promise that it'll all be, like, amazing, but I'm gonna do the best I can, so it'll be enjoyable.
Yeah, because I could see you doing like some different songs. Like, okay, so of course, Autumn Leaves. That one, I could see you doing that one if you haven't done
Okay.
it before. As far as like rock, I'm thinking, what's the one song? Maybe like a version of every step she takes, every step
Oh,
she
okay. The
takes.
police. The police. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then Tears for Fears.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's everybody's favorite song. That I
It,
like that one, but my favorite song by them is "Shout" and then "Head Over Heels"
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
"Mad World."
Yeah, no, they listen.
Yeah,
Good is good. You can't
yeah,
stop good.
yeah,
You can't stop good.
and
You can be mad at good, but you can't
yeah,
stop good.
that's true. I
You
can
can't
see
stop
like
good.
Phyllis Hyman,
Oh
like you know,
man,
something
one
with
of my
Phyllis
favorites of all
Hyman.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorites of all time.
Music.
I used to go see Phyllis Hyman at the small clubs in the village. You know, the Blue Note. Um, when she was here, and you know that again, those were my musical beginnings. Those are the things that inspired me. The Anita Bakers, the Phyllis Hymans,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the Stevie Wonders. You know, those are the people that made me want to sing.
Mm-hmm.
That made me want to sing. The DeBarges, the
Yeah,
Jacksons, you
yeah.
know, those are the people that made me want to sing. You know, I heard what they were doing, and I wanted to be part of that club. And so I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to make my dreams come true. And I promise to continue to do the best I can to bring the best of what I have and who I am to the people who support me, the people who continue to listen to me and come out and see the shows and that appreciate what I do. That's most important to me.
And that's a good motto to have. That's a good thing to have because a lot of people don't have that. So that's a good thing. Now, in terms of, I would say tours, but we're doing that now. So y'all
Right.
doing that now. So that's great. So what about like overseas? Are you gonna do anything
That
overseas?
Yeah, we have a couple of things we're seeking out. You know, the amazing Bobby D presents, who is a monster promoter and now the manager and partner of Snoop and several other artists. We're talking about a possible Vegas residency
Wow.
for Lisa, which is amazing.
Wow.
Lisa is trying. We're working on embarking on a boot line for her.
Mm-hmm.
She loves boots and heels, and we're working on that. Um, you know, she wants to do some more television, some more movie stuff. She's got a lot of television under her belt, with some Law and
Mm-hmm.
Order, Taina on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. Yeah,
Yes.
she's got some TV stuff. And so there's a lot, and we definitely want to get on a European tour. That's another major check box that we're working on now. Again, the world is opening up. It's incredible because you know I was doing some research about the Spanish flu, which is the other pandemic before COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and right, that was in the 1900s, and right after that we had the Roaring Twenties.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like to say we're in the Roaring 2020s right now because we sat down for like a year and 4 months. Musicians particularly were affected by the pandemic, like because we require people to gather, and
Mm-hmm.
people could not gather during the pandemic at all, so we did not work. But now, my goodness, I can't keep up with the amount of inquiries and gigs that we're getting. You know, the calendar is just filling up and the calls are just coming in. So I like to say that we're in the Roaring 2020s right now. We had this pandemic, and now the next few years, from music and art and dance and visual art and anything related to that, is going to be outstanding for the next few years, because I think there was an underappreciation for music that happened before the pandemic. I think people like, oh, we don't need a band, we'll get a DJ. Oh, no, we don't need that. We don't. And now that they've been missing it all this time, they want it. People
Mm-hmm.
want it, and so we're feeling the love, and we're rising to the occasion. And yeah, I'm excited about what the future holds. You know, like I said, my work days are full right now. So apologies to anyone who's reached out to me that I haven't gotten back to right away. It's not purposeful. My plate is full. My calendar is full. My phone is ringing. My text messages are full. My emails are full, and I will get back to you. But we are just trying to juggle this rush of love and appreciation for music that has resurfaced, and it's a wonderful thing, and we're not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, because y'all are, every time I look around, I'm like, oh, they're touring this week. I'm like, yes,
Yo,
that's
it's a
good.
it's
I love
it's a
that.
blessing. It's
It
a
is.
blessing.
Yes.
And Lisa, you know, you would think that after 35, 36, 37
Mhm.
years of doing this, she'd be tired. She's like, let's go. We eat that. Get that, Tony. Yep. Grab that. Bobby, grab that.
No, that's
And
right.
we grabbing it. And we have an amazing show. If you haven't seen the Lisa show recently, we have upgraded the show. I like to call it the minimum that you will see on stage is the grade 8. It's the 4 dancers, 3 background singers, and Lisa for the track shows. And for the band shows, man, you got to check that out. It's my band, So Disrespectful. And it's an incredible show. And we're still, like, I literally just left the rehearsal for the next show that we're doing with the band. Like, we're constantly in the lab, we're constantly in the studio, just building and enhancing what we already have, and that's for you guys. We love it, but it's for the people buying the tickets and coming to see the shows, and we want to see you out there. Come on out. It's all love. We have merch. Um, if you go to thereallisalisa.com,
Mhm.
you can order her t-shirts, you can order pictures. She's on Cameo. If you want to order So Disrespectful shirts, you can go to my page. It's menageworks.com. I got my t-shirts and my merch on there. We got a lot of stuff coming, so just stay tuned. Like, it's happening in real time, so it's too much to just give out at the moment. But if you follow the movement, if you follow menageworks.com, thereallisalisa.com, follow me on Instagram at Toni Menage, follow Lisa on Instagram. You'll see we keep we keep everyone posted regularly on what's happening, what's new.
And they have the concert tour on there too, the list of where they're gonna
Yeah,
be.
yeah. We
Check
put
that
that
out.
up at a glance. You can get it
Yeah.
out. You can also get that on Lisa's website, but we thought it would
Mhm.
be better if we put like a little flyer up just at a glance, so you can be like, oh, she's gonna be in my town that week.
Mhm.
Let me go ahead and get tickets. So we try to make it as convenient as possible for our followers and our audience, and we just love, we just had some clown get on Lisa's page, and you can't filter out all the fools. You get some clown on there that's like trying to be negative. Just so you know, straight up, if you get on Lisa's page talking crazy, you get on my page talking crazy, I'm gonna block you. You're gonna get blocked. I'm just letting you know it's gonna happen. So don't do it. And if you look at me, you can tell I'm not playing. Don't do it. We love love. You know what I mean? We
No,
we
I'm
we not.
just shocked that somebody did that because
we
that's
no, you get clowns everywhere. They want a little extra attention, and
yeah.
so they want you to pay a little. And so they say and do. Listen, we're all about love, peace, and happiness, and making good music. And if you want to be a clown, go do that on somebody else's page. We that's not what we're about. That's not what we're gonna tolerate. We don't even want to see that in our feed. We don't even want to see that shit in our feed. We're gonna cut you off. We're gonna block you. I'm gonna block you, and that's just the way it is. So we're, again, if you want to come on the page and talk, positivity and love, and we can accept criticism if there's something you want to say to us that will enhance whatever the movement is, whatever we're doing. We're welcome. We'll welcome that. We're open to that. But if you're coming on there just for shits and giggles and you want to play games, we're not going to tolerate it. And that's not on my page, not on her page, not on anybody in my crew's page. It's not going to happen. We like the beehive, but we the Lisa hive. We the Lisa hive. Like the
No,
beehive.
that's too funny.
We're the Lisa hive.
Yeah. So so definitely check out those concerts, everybody. And also
Yes.
so I wanna play a snippet of your song of let's see, All of Me. I have
Yeah, cool.
yeah, let's see. We're gonna play, let's see if it's gonna come up for me.
Sorry.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
You can hear it?
I can hear it.
Okay. I hope they can hear it.
All of me
Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me?
Okay, let me stop it because they
Yeah.
like to silence people.
Right. Got you. But
They
thank
love
you
to
so
do that.
much for that.
You are welcome. So, in terms of okay, what was I about to say? So, in terms of the performances, what can you say about the performances that are different from other, I guess, like um, tours?
What I can say,
That makes y'all stick out the most.
well, the first thing I can tell you that's different with our tour that's different from other people's tour is that we're family. We're family. We're not a bunch of strangers that were put together by a musical director or a tour manager. We're people that know, love each other. We break bread together. We eat together off the stage. We pray together off the stage. We work together on different projects off the stage. So that's the first thing that makes us different. We're a family, and we gel different than people who are strangers. We have a bond and an understanding of music and connection that's different than other people. The other thing that's different is just that everybody on my team is a stellar professional. They're all doing other stuff. They're on the road, like I said, with artists that you know and listen to all the time. I don't need to name drop. You know what that means. Um, my dancers are stellar professionals. They come from all genres of dance, and they bring their heart to every single performance. They work hard. My band, they beast. I put my band up against any band that you can name that's out there that you think is dope. I will put all my bread. I put a year's salary on my band because I know what they do. So I think that what makes us different is we bring heart. We're true to it. We're true to each other, and I think that makes for a better recipe. Listen, I'm gonna give it to you like this: if you're in a restaurant and the restaurant takes the scraps from the kitchen and they throw it in a pot, it's called potluck, right? You get
Yeah,
potluck, and the
yeah.
chances that it'll be good is 50-50 on the lower side, right? But
Mhm.
if you buy high-end ingredients, right, and it's purposeful, you go to the farmer's market and you get the best peppers
Mhm.
and you get the best mushrooms and you get the organic meats. You get the meats that are grass fed and you put that meal together. Now that's a purposeful combination of ingredients. And so the chances that your dinner is going to be top notch, that's a higher ratio, right? It could come out shitty, but for the most part, if you put the time and the energy in, the ingredients that you handpicked are going to come out better. And that's what we are. We are the handpicked ingredients. We're the farmers market. We're the grass-fed beef. We are, the creme de la creme. We got the top chef mixing it up. That's me. You got the top chef mixing it up, and we're serving it to you on a plate that is dressed well and presented well, and that's what makes us different than the rest. We're not throwing the shit together. It's not a money grab, right? We like making money, but we prefer for the product to be top notch rather than giving you a lot of nonsense and collecting money. We rather give you one product that is satisfying to all.
That sounds good. So I'm showing everybody the website.
I
Your
see, I
website.
see.
So this is her website, everyone.
By the way, Jamie Sakino, the third person on that in that picture, that is also my wife. No,
Okay,
the fourth person in that picture. She built the websites.
beautiful.
She deals with the social media. She's also a dancer for Lisa,
She can
a,
dance too. Yeah.
aka Dancing Legs on the Road. She's amazing. I cannot do this without her. Without her, she's an incredible partner, and assistant, and just I'm grateful for her. Thank you, Jamie, for everything that you do for
Shout
us
out to
and for me
Jamie.
and for me. Yes. My daughter is this third person in that picture, and she just
Oh,
finished a Disney movie called Better Nate Than Never.
that's awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing as well.
Wow.
And yeah, we're a family business, man. We're a family of entertainers.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so keep a look, keep an eye out for us, the Menage family. We got some things coming.
And this is just a little bit of, so if you scroll on the page, everybody, you can see
Yeah, you can see
everything.
everybody. Yeah. Rick Long is the choreographer for Lisa. This is my corporate band. This is Project Orange Music. We will be playing Burger Bash this year on the West Side Highway. It's a Rachel Ray production, um, and it's a bunch of burgers that top chefs make, and it's a benefit that feeds people, takes care of people. We'll be doing that October 14th this year. I'm excited about it. We got some awards from Wedding Wire.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Wedding Wire. Shout out to the Knot. That's where all the clients that we perform for give us reviews. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. That's the projectorangemusic.com website for the corporate events. And then for the independent stuff, the Lisa stuff, Dancer Legs, Toni Menage stuff, you can go to menageworks.com. And that's my band, So Disrespectful. Yeah, oh my God, I love it. You've done your homework. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
We're also on the Ladies of the 80s tour with Lisa, which
Oh,
features
yes. Yes.
Taylor Dane, who I love. I absolutely. First of all,
Yes.
I'm a groupie. So whenever she's singing "Tell It to My Heart" or "I Always Love You" or "Can't Get Enough of Your Love," I am like front and center screaming like a groupie. Taylor Dane, amazing vocalist to date, just crazy singing vocals, performance. She's amazing. Thank you, Taylor, for all you do for us on the road.
Yes.
Ladies of the 80s on our calendar. Catch that, check that out, and come see that show. That show is incredible. And shout out to Bobby D and Uncle Snoop's Army, who we just did July 2nd, the freestyle show in North Coast, California. Man, oh man, oh man. It sold out 15,000 people. There were 17,000 people in the building. Sold out. It's a sea of human beings enjoying music. And every artist on that show put it down, down, down.
I see
Like
no
this tour is crazy. So if you see us coming to a city near you, you need to grab some tickets. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. If you want to be entertained, you want to dance, you want to sing in the audience and enjoy yourself, this is the show to see. Like, it's a high energy show. It's a show full of love. You got to come out and do yourself a favor.
Yeah, because the one sold out. They have a waiting list now in LA.
Oh yeah, no.
It
It's
sold
all
out.
listen.
I'm glad I got mine.
These shows are selling out. There's no question. They're selling out. People are ready for the music, and we're ready to give it to you. We're ready to give you the music. Like,
Make sure I grab those tickets. You
yeah,
can.
grab them tickets. I would say the sooner the better.
So, hold on, I think I said that. Okay, I got that too. Okay. There we go. I was just making sure I said everything. There we go.
Cool. So we're good. Everything's good. I answered all your questions.
Yeah, you were.
I
I,
want to make sure. I'll make sure I'm doing a good job because Lisa came before me. You know what I mean? And I know she did a good. I know she did. Yeah, I know she did a good job. So you know, I gotta make sure like I'm up to par. Right.
No, I always have extra questions just in case. But no, like I keep them. I try to keep it to like an hour because sometimes I've been good about that. Because before I wasn't rushing you. I was just saying I'm making sure I'm answering the questions good because Lisa was on before me. I know she's a great interviewer. She got a lot more experience than me in front of the camera interviewing, answering questions. So I'm trying to keep up with my sister. You know what I mean? No, you're good. No, I was just saying like I try to keep it to an hour. Because sometimes I went over people's times.
No, I get it. It get good to you.
Yeah, it's good. I appreciate it. So, in terms of, we got 4 minutes left. So, you allotted for an hour?
Yeah. Okay. 4 minutes. I got 4 minutes.
Okay, 4 minutes. Okay. So, what advice would you give anybody wanting to get into the business?
The advice I would give for anyone getting into this business is if you're in it for the money, get out. Get out. Anything you're not doing that you're leading with your passion with, money is tangible. It comes and it goes. It spins. It's not worth, if you got to sacrifice your soul for money, if you got to, sell out for money, let it go. You know what I mean? Get into another business. There's more money in being a hedge fund dude or, something else. But music, it's a passionate industry. It should be a passionate industry. It should be, and I'm gonna say this with the fear of offending some, but music is the closest thing. Music is the closest thing to God that there is. Vibration and music is in everything. It's in everything. It's in your elevator music. Drum beats are used in religious ceremonies. Music is in everything. So if you're coming into this industry with tangibles like money and material things at the head of your journey, then you're in the wrong business. Okay. This is a business where you're going to eat a lot of ramen noodles. You're going to be broke a lot of times. You're going to be figuring out transportation to the gig. You're going to be trying to figure it out. That 1% of superstardism that you've been idolizing for years, the Beyoncés, the Jay-Z's, the Michael Jacksons, the Princes, they are 1% of this business. 1%, okay? It's a combination of a perfect storm. It's time, luck, who you know, where you were, what the industry needed. It's a perfect storm that came together that made those superstars. You have to learn to gauge success right where you are, okay? So if you're making music, right, after work, or you're making music and you're bringing money in, that is successful. And you got to learn how to appreciate that success. Stop chasing something that's unreachable. I'm not saying lose your dream. Keep your dream. Keep that eye on the prize. But understand that you're going to have to give yourself credit as you go along for the accomplishments that you make, and that not reaching that level, because most people don't, that Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Prince level, most people never reach that level. And you got to understand that that should not be your gauge for success. Successful is making a living at what you love to do and loving it. That's success. That's success. Learn to appreciate the accomplishments that you've made. I keep a wall in every house that I've ever had and it has records that I made, plaques that I've gotten, medals that I've gotten. It has tour laminates that I have, and I call it my wall of success. And it's because I need to remind myself daily of my accomplishments, because the world's going to tear you down and make you feel like shit all the time. That's a guarantee. You want a guarantee? Guaranteed somebody's going to tear you down and tell you you ain't shit in the world. What you got to do is remember to uplift yourself and remind yourself of who you are. So I keep that wall in every house that I'm in a place where I can see it every day, so that I can walk by it and remind myself of who I am and what I've accomplished, right? And to uplift me to go on to the next thing. And that's what this industry is about. So if I can advise you of anything, I can advise you to love yourself. Always remember that success is not gauged by what somebody else is doing. The internet is an illusion, okay? You can put filters on anything. That shit is an illusion. I can make you think my life is fucking wonderful. I could be getting tore down at home daily. So stop feeding into the hype. Remember who you are. Go back to your basics. Love your family. Keep somebody around you that is honest, right? Keep that one friend around you that tells you, nah, that shit was whack. You wasn't good today. Keep that friend. I'm telling you, that friend is the friend. Because as you get successful in your life, people going to blow smoke. They're going to tell you shit that you want to hear, because they want to stay in the mix. They want to stay close to the success. They want to stay close to the money. You got to keep that one motherfucker around you that's like, yeah, nah, that's not what it is, Papa. Don't do it. No, mommy. Nope. You acting up. And that's the people that you want to push away, because no one wants to hear that they need to correct something. But you need that. You need that.
Amen. Well, I'm sorry for the noise. I stay in the city.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
It was my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'm
honored. You know, I appreciate the love and the respect and the time you put into learning about me and who I am and what I've done. That respect to you. Thank you for this platform. Keep it going. I appreciate you, and I will continue to support you in every way possible.
Well, hopefully I'll see y'all in California.
You will see us in California. Just text me. I'll make sure I grab you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All
definitely. Right. And
you
make sure y'all check out her CD on Spotify, iTunes. What's the one? No, go to the paid one. Buy it.
Yeah, buy it. Yeah, Apple Music for sure.
Yeah, go to Apple, not Apple. No, the one that you buy it. So Apple, what's the one you buy it on?
It's Apple Music.
No, that's the one you get it for free.
No, you have to pay. You have to pay iTunes.
iTunes. Go to iTunes. Yeah. Go to iTunes and buy it. It's a good EP. EP that's smaller than the album, y'all.
But you know, if you don't like jazz, I have two other albums. I have the debut. Yep. That's not jazz, and I have
True Story,
which is not which is, you know, R&B hip hop. So but yeah, The Quiet Side is definitely my baby project, and it has my boy. I want to say once again, rest in peace to Trevor Allen. Shout out to my Infinity NYC family, Karen and Chandler, and the rest of their crew who is going through a really difficult time at this time. I want to send my music family in New York a lot of love. We're hurting right now. I've definitely shed tears a few times in the last few days. Trevor is and was a strong presence in the music industry. He's in that video that you see Deja Vu and playing bass behind me. And he will be loved. Yeah, you can. Okay. He'll be loved and missed. And I guess we'll end on this note with Trevor Allen playing back bass for me in this video, my very first video when I started my company. This is my very beginning as a business owner.
Hold on, let me get, I want to get it right at that part because I have it timed. So hold on, let's see.
Got it.
Okay, hold on a second.
You know what?
One.
Thank your listeners for watching.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
little.
Yeah, that's my logo.
Things that I know can't be in my dreaming. When I saw you walking past me, almost called your name. Got a better glimpse and then I looked away. Feels like I'm losing it. Oh yeah, trying to catch myself, but I'm out of control. Your sexiness is so appealing, I can't let it go. But I can't get over you, 'cause everything I see is you. And I don't want no substitute. Baby, I swear it's deja vu. Know that I can't get over you, 'cause everything I see is you. And I don't want no substitute. Baby, I swear it's deja
Thank you, D.
You're welcome. Before they cut us off, because they like to do that on Facebook.
No problem. Thank you so much.
You, Toni. You're
welcome.
welcome.
Thank you for the time and the love, and I'll see you at the show in December.
See ya. Have a good one. Make sure y'all mask up, everybody. Even if you didn't take the shot, everybody, mask up.
Mask up. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I forgot this. Oh, make sure y'all tune in on Saturday at 3 p.m. I have my next guest, Mr. S.J. Hampton. He's a singer-songwriter. You may have seen him before. He was in the group Imagine from back in the day. So, yeah, check that out on Saturday. Thank you, everybody. Bye.